ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lesley Blignaut. Welcome to another episode of the Perceptual Skills. Today we'll be working with 6 different topics and let's jump right into it. Firstly, we're going to begin with visual discrimination. Here we have visual discrimination. We have to spot the odd one out. We have to try see there's 2 in each row that match, and you have to try spot the 2. As you can see, each one is quite different. Then we have another one where you have to, on this side, you'll see there's an image, and then out of the 3 you have to spot which one this one is similar to. Then we have shapes. We have circles and triangles and squares of all different colors. We have blue, red, orange, yellow and green. Then we have our animal shapes. Next up we have our picture cards. Each picture card has one similar to them. They come in pairs, pairs being in 2s. Then we have spot the difference. There are 5 differences between each picture. Next up, we move to visual, sequence and memory. We begin with picture stories. The learner is given 20 seconds to look at the picture and then have to remember what they saw. Next up, there is letter sequencing, where the learner is given 4 seconds for this one particularly, 4 seconds to recall the word order, the letter order. Then they have to repeat the order to their teacher. So we have quite a few over here. And as you can see, the more they progress, the longer the letters get. We have more cards here. Then we have some words. Here we have some random letters jumbled that make a word, but the learner has to figure the word out themselves. We have this letter chart. Then we have some words for reading here. Each pile comes in words of 10. The learner can help read to the class. Then we move to visual foreground and background. Here we have how many birds do you see? So the learner has to spot the amount of birds in this very busy picture. In this paragraph, the learner has to see how many times he or she spots the word the. Okay. We move on to helping the rabbit get to the carrot. The learner has to use his finger and follow the path all the way to the carrot. So it gets more complicated. We're using different shapes, squares. There we go. Then here we have two objects placed in one, and the learner has to identify them. Then this is just an example, but we have a picture that we cut up, and then the learner has to place the blocks back in order to make the picture again. So here are different examples. Here the learner has to put the blocks or diamonds in this case together in order to make the picture. Then here the learner has to find the following words in the blocks here at the top. We move on to visual analysis and synthesis. Here we have different images. We have diamonds, an arrow, a circle. We have different shapes and different colors. Here we have an image of a man and a lady, and the learner has to place the eyes and the mouth on the face. Here we have broken puzzles. So this is a puzzle and here are the missing pieces. The learner has to place the missing piece on the block open. Then here we got an image that has been divided in two, so the learner has to put them together and it forms an object. Tortoise. Here we have pictures and it's word. As the word is a bit jumbled up there, the learner has to place the letters in the correct order. Pumpkin. Then we go on to form consistency. We have our letter charts. We have our words all in different fonts. Hat, what's the next word? Pan, etc. And so it goes on, all in our different fonts. Then we have arrows here that all point in different directions. Got some big arrows, some small arrows. Same here, pointing left and right, up and down, down, up, down. The learner has to identify the pattern. Then we have just a box of matchsticks. Lastly, we move on to visual conceptualization. And we begin with just simple images where the learner has to identify. Here we have little images that are cut up in quarters, and the learner has to place the blocks back together to make the picture. Yeah, this is just an example. But here we have the blocks that we have to put together. Next up we have a little story here, a picture story that the learner can tell. Another picture story. Here we have a longer story. Conclusion. And the story just comes with some pictures. Then we got some objects in their own category. So here we got some food, we got carrots, potato, We have a cabbage, a sweet corn, an onion. We have some clothing items. Here we have a hat, boots, a dress, pants. Next up we have different categories as well. So we have transport, farm animals, homes, pets, just to help the learners get an idea of the different categories you can get. Then we have some pictures over here. Another one, we have opposites. So yeah, we have young and old. We have small and big, and so the list goes on. With our next set of cards, we have a little story to tell which part is true. Second last on the list, we have a list here where the learner gets to state which one is true and false. And then lastly, explaining the differences and similarities between the two objects. And that's all we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you back again soon.